Hello and good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here for the session number 2 of the 2023 Marin Area Y Winter Storm. So this is the distance session. I was told that we're going to be starting up quickly from right on the heels of the previous session. So hopefully you're with us and everything's working. We just concluded the morning session with the 9 to 12-year-olds. This upcoming is session 2 of 3 for today. So we'll have women's 400 IM, men's 400 IM, women's 500 free, and then men's 500 free. I think for the 400 IM, we're going to have one heat of each. And then it looks like the psych sheet for the women's 500 free had probably 2 heats. And then the men had 9 entries. So I don't know if there was any scratches if that gets down to 1 heat. So the results and everything for information for this meet is available on the Be Smart website. So it's www.besmartinc. So it's BESMARTTINC.com. So distance heat sheets. Here we go. PDF. Let me see if I can get this real quick. All right, looks like we're going to get it. Now let's see how this works out. Let's hope that this, it looks like it lined up with the scoreboard. All right, so 7 entries here. So glad you can join us. 400 IM for the women. And then our next race will be the men. And you can see those names on the top right. All right, so the center of your screen, the blue, the white font with the blue background, those are those lane assignments for the girls about to go. Top right in orange are the swimmers in the next race. And in this case, the next race is basic. Oh, shuck. Is Heat 2, but they're calling it, it's either Event 32 or Heat 2 of 31. And then if we look forward, we're going to have 3 heats of the 500. So if you're looking at it, and again, all this is on the Be Smart website. Let me post that link in the chat here. We're about to get started. All right, here's our lane assignments. All right, again, women's 400 IM, 25-yard pool here. It's obviously 4 lengths for each stroke. All right, we're underway. All right, this is Mike from Common Guy Sports. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a good day. All right, so lane 1 at the top of your screen, lane 8 at the bottom, so that's lane 5, which turned first, Sophia, followed by Lulu in lane 4 just above her. All right, so that's lane 5 leading out, lane 4 above her, and then 6 and 7 towards the bottom of your screen. All right, so the key here, if you note up on the top center, Event 31, Heat 1, and then to the right, that length, L-E-N, refers to the number of lengths completed by the lead swimmer. So she just touched 4 complete, so she completed her 100 yards. Now she's into the backstroke. Right, I'll try and get as many swimmers in frame as I can. Again, so this is our start end. These 2 swimmers out in the lead are turning at 150. So now we've seen lengths increment up to 6. So these 3 swimmers now turning at their 150. And our 2 lead swimmers here at 200 yards. And 3 other swimmers now at 200. All right, if anybody's just joining us, we did get started kind of quickly here, but the stream will be available to rewind and rewatch from the beginning should you miss something, or even, later tonight or tomorrow and in the future. So our 2 lead swimmers, there's lanes 5 and then 4, middle of your pool, 5 closer to you. Have 25 left to go in the breaststroke, and then we'll have 100 yards of freestyle to go.
Coaches, the warm-up for the 13 and over session will start at 4:30. The meet will start at 5:05. The warm-up for the 13 and over session.
All right, here's our 2 lead swimmers coming into the wall with 50 to go, right? Freestyle.
5:05. Thank you.
All right, great job there, lane 5. Just splitting 32-5 and a 32 for Lulu, basically, at the end of that. Incredible. So great job, ladies. All right, so the boys' names you see on the top right, they'll be up next, again, with their 400 IM. So here's their lane assignments. All right, so if you are joining us kind of, if you would, midstream, you can rewind should you came for that women's 400 IM, event 31. Okay, the boys are underway. On deck is the 500. All right, so top right are the names for the 500. The key there, though, the 7 and 8 are boys that were moved up to swim with the girls based on the way the quantity of swimmers was. So the women had 6 entries, lanes 1 through 6, and then the actual boys had overflow of 2 from their 2 full heats. So again, if it was a 50 free or something, they would run an extra heat with the seed times being around 5.5, 6 minutes for a 500. Just makes sense to kind of compress those and move those couple boys from their own heat up with the women. So we'll run 3 total heats. First heat being the women lanes 1 through 6. I'm sorry. The boys in 7 and 8. Those names that you see, and then we're gonna have. Oh, okay. Now, as I look at it, a little clarity. All right. So heat 1 again is mixed. Heat 2 is only women, and then heat 3, or call it heat 4 in a sense, is only boys. And again, it's kind of keeping similar times. So those couple boys that are being moved up have similar times to the women in heat 1, girls, women. So it kind of works out. All right, sorry, back to this race. All right, so our lead swimmer there in lane 4, Aiden, just completed 200 yards. As you can see, the length counter up top. And followed by lanes 3 and 6. All right, I see a few more people joining the stream. So this is the distance session. It was a separate stream. It started right on the heels of the first session. So if you are joining us and you potentially missed the women's 400 IM, that's the only race that's completed, you can rewind. So on the bottom of your screen, you can use a little slider, or you, depending on the device, you might have rewind buttons if you're watching on the TV. You can go back and catch that. Or you could continue to watch till conclusion. So we have 500 frees coming. We have 3 total heats after the conclusion of this race. And then you can either restart it or at that point rewind. So again, it was a logistic thing. They wanted to get this in. We have a 3rd session for the older kids with warm-ups starting in about 20 minutes. And the meet starting in about an hour from now. So that's the situation. So our lead swimmer there in lane 4, Aiden Saladino, is into the freestyle. Here's Aiden with 50 to go. So I'm sorry, Aiden Saladino. We have Aiden Luang down in lane 6, and Justin Goody on lane 3. Here's Aiden Saladino coming in to complete the race. Again, orange text top right are the swimmers in the next race, which is our 500 free. And that is a mix of boys and girls. Lanes 1 through 6 are the women and men in 7 and 8. Okay. And then we see over here we see our counters coming out. Here's the names with the lane assignments. Right. So up on the scoreboard, lane 7 is Leo Backus, and lane 8 is TJ Wangchuk. Okay, Backus from LHY, Wangchuk from Rainey. All right, so those names are not on the scoreboard. We know they're here just because the way it works out, but the names didn't get updated. So again, boys in 7 and 8. and girls in 1 through 6. All right. So 500 free, 20 laps. You'll see down here all the counters holding out threes. So you'll always see an odd number at the left end of the pool. So that represents as they touch that they've completed 3 lengths. Now they're coming back for the 100 turn. All right, so I switched the camera a little. This is a little fisheye view, but I'm going to stay with this camera as the swimmers are separating a little so we can see everybody. I know ideally you can't get a great view of your swimmers' stroke and form, but I will, every once in a while I'll transition to here so you can see the turn at the start end. And, if it should a split miss or something, you could just see it visually. The scoring system will take that into account, and they'll correct that should they miss a touch. All right, I'm going to stay with this most of the time. So all the swimmers coming down here turning at 9, so they'll go back for 10 or 250 complete. And sorry, very repetitive. This distance session started very quick, so if you're just joining us, I saw a few more people just join. You can rewind to go back. So we had one women's 400 IM, then we had a men's 400 IM, and this is the first of the 500s. Okay. So they're coming into the wall seeing 11s. So they'll go back and turn for 300s. 300 yards complete. Okay. So this is what's known as session 2 for today. We had a session earlier with the younger kids. We have this session, the distance, and then we have the 13 and overs. All right, so they saw 13, so this is their 14 or 350. All right, again, if you follow that length counter in the top center of your screen, 14, that's representing the right side touches. And then when we come down here, you'll see all the 15s being put in the water. Some of the Madison kids probably wishing they were back home because they have the counters with the extended poles. Here you got to get down over. And you can see one of the lanes over there, 1, 2, 3, shaking it as a form of motivation. All right, here's our 2 lead swimmers. Again, lanes 1 through 6 are the girls. I left the boys' names up on the top right, so you can see 7 and 8. Leo Backus is in 7, and TJ Wang Chung is in lane 8. All right, so I got to go back and update the names for the next race, which is going to be all women, girls. So the names now on the top right is the next heat, which will be the final heat for the girls. And then after that, we have 1 heat for the boys. All right, so there's the bell. I'm a little slow. So the bell's going to lane 8. Could also go to lane 4. And again, so lanes 1 through 6, top of your screen to working down, is women and then 7 and 8 are men, the way the whole number of entries all worked out. Up next will be all girls or women. All right, so we have 2 swimmers finishing here. Looks like a great split here because they came in even. So lane 4, Maya just split a 34-17 after 450 and then 450 yards and then did a 34-17. Great job. All right, so this, we have swimmer in 2. So this should be all women. So this is, depending on the numbering scheme, it's event 33, I guess now, yeah. All right, underway here. So again, reference the scoreboard on the top left. Those are the swimmers in the pool. And then on the top right are the names for the boys in the upcoming heat, which is boys only, and our final heat of the day, or final race of this session, the distance session. Again, 20 laps. That's 2 complete, 50 yards done, 450 to go. So 17 100ths between our 2 lead swimmers there. So they're all seeing 7s at the left end, which means they'll complete 8 at the right end, representing 200 complete, 200 yards complete. So again, all the results are available on the Be Smart Timing website, which is www.besmartinc. It's BESMARTTINC.com. All right, so all the swimmers turning at the left side saw 11s. So everybody coming down here, this is their 300 split. So if anybody's unaware, this event is swum in New Jersey high school meets. It's kind of mid-meet. It's, it's an opportunity for the distance swimmers to really showcase their talents. So this is Mariah Quaid leading us out lane 5. All right. The official hustling over to get the bell for her. Here it is, bell lap, 50 to go. So then you'll see that the swimmers are shown that square, the bright orange or red square indicating 25 to go. Just got to turn and get home. So here's Mariah finishing up. .32 split on that final. Nice job. Across the board. Great job, ladies. All right, here's the boys' lane assignments, our final race of this session. I saw a comment, somebody from South Carolina joining us. We might have your weather actually today. It's 52 degrees outside here in central Jersey. A little question about entries there. Two officials at the top of the screen. All right, lanes 2 and 3 about to step up. Looks like we have an open lane in 6. Yep.
Lane 6, Sebastian.
Yes.
Last call, Sebastian.
So we have a no-show there. It's lane 6. All right, underway with the boys. All right, so Shay, on that comment, it's my pleasure to really cover this. As my kids are older and not swimming competitively anymore, so my pleasure to do this. Hopefully you're enjoying the viewing experience here. So we have one more session again with the older kids. Should start in about 45 minutes from now. But again, if anybody is just joining now with YouTube, you can rewind. So this was what was known as the distance session. We had a heat for the girls in the 400 IM, one for the boys. And then we've had 3 total heats here with the 500, with the first one being a mix of boys and girls. So the names weren't displayed on the scoreboard, but that first, if you are going back to find a particular swimmer, the first race, the 500 free that was swum, 1 through 6 were the girls that you saw on the scoreboard. And then lane 7 was Leo Backus from LHY, and lane 8 was TJ Wangchuk from Rainey, or Randolph Area Y. So if you are looking for those particular swimmers, if you go back to the first 500 free, which I guess was 2 races ago. So that was the mixed, and then we went with one of the women's, and then that was prior to this, and then here we are with the last of the races with the men's, or the boys. All right. And then, so we'll have a separate stream right after this for the older kids, probably after a little bit of break. So that, I guess that was 200, 200 splits, 8 laps complete. I'm sorry I didn't indicate, but you can see the splits are still up there. So here's our lead swimmer in 5, Zach Joyal. That's his 250 split, 233.82. And then same with lanes 3 and 4. You see them turning. So lane 1 at top of your screen. So here's a 300 split. And this is the last race, so all right, so here's just a real big fisheye of the pool. As you can see, the stands are clearing out. So we're on the right half, or what's known as the scoreboard half of the pool. So here's our lead swimmer, Zach, turning at 16,400. This is left to right if you take out the bulkhead where you see the counters positioned. You do get a 50-meter pool left to right. That's what's utilized a lot for the college competition or Olympic-type distances, long course meets, and so on. Oh, the official's a little late. See the official coming down? There you go. Caught it. All right. Again, the indication there, so just in case the counter might have been off or the swimmer wasn't fully comprehending the counter, where they are in the race, it gives them a clear indication. 50 to go at that point. Now 25 to go for Zach in the middle of the pool. Here he is coming for his finish. So he came in with 5:18 and 39 and took almost a full second off. Good job. All right, again, this is then to wrap up this session. This is session 2. We'll be back with a separate stream. And if you're just joining us, this is the end, but guess what? You can rewatch it. Just like any other kind of service, Netflix or whatever, there is the ability to rewind, pause, and the stream will be there available forever. Well, not forever, but it'll be there to watch later, tomorrow, next week. So this is Mike from Common Guy Sports. Hope you enjoyed our coverage. Great job to all the kids. If you'd like I'd love to get any kind of feedback, good or bad. So email is commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. So commonguysportsnj, all one big word, @gmail.com. Or on the channel, if you click the About, there's a link to that email. So again, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. Signing off. Thanks.